Hellos, welcomes back everyone, Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Theia here, my bounty hunter, and we are about to enter the Citadel, or more precisely, enter the Mandalorian Enclave and learn more about the Great Hunt. So, let us continue, shall we? Is there anything else I need to sort out before we continue? No, that looks good. Level 22, anything new? Not yet. Next level, that will change. The Mandalorian Enclave. The most recent architectural addition to the Citadel, the Mandalorian Enclave is reserved for the Empire's allies among the mercenary Mandalorian warrior clans. Although it may appear to be a simple embassy from the outside, the proceedings inside are anything but diplomatic. The Enclave is a place where new warriors come to test themselves against the Mandalorians and compete in violent and often deadly tournaments, as well as where the best among the Mandalorians help plan the Empire's next strikes. Sounds appropriate for where we are and why we are here.
Penki.
Oh.
Womi Topi.
And then I told him, "You think that's cold? You should see what I did to the Gamorrean. I never saw a Rodian run so fast in my... Oh, sorry, sweetie, didn't see you there. What can I do for you?"
We are here for the Great Hunt. We've been sponsored by Nemro the Hutt.
An all-girls hunter team. Good for you. How long you two been partners?
Feels like Mako's always been there to back me up.
Fantastic. It's rare to see that kind of solidarity in our business, you know? You probably ain't gonna like what I'm about to tell you, but there's nothing I can do about it, understand? There's one spot left open in the Great Hunt, and over 3 dozen hunters who got sponsorships.
Those other hunters can go home. That spot is mine.
It's yours if you can get it. Lots of folks will be thinking the same thing, though. The Huntmaster himself will explain how we're gonna sort things out. Head into the main room, and show some respect. When the Huntmaster's done talking, come on back in here. I'll be handling you from here on out. You'd best be getting in there to hear the Huntmaster.
Quiet! Quiet, you dogs! The Huntmaster is about to speak. Pay attention and show some respect for once in your lives. You heard the Huntmaster. You're competing for the last spot in the Great Hunt by taking down 3 bounties on Dromund Kaas.
You expect us to hunt here, with Imperials crawling all over us, and Sith?
Let the man talk. I want to hear this.
For all you overblown, useless, no-talent cowards, we installed a handy exit door. Use it now! The rest of you, the real hunters, go see your handlers. They'll get you oriented to the planet and assign you 3 unique bounties. Everyone who takes down all 3 of their bounties wins a spot in the final melee. Anyone who doesn't get all 3 is out.
Hunting on Dromund Kaas? That's suicide. I'm grabbing the first shuttle out of here. I suggest you do the same, friend.
I want into the Great Hunt, and this is the only way.
Then watch your back. It's not the jungles that are dangerous on Dromund Kaas. It's the people. I'm done here. May your quarry fall before you, Hunter.
Well, what are you standing around for? Back to your handler. That's Krista for you, new blood.
Luck be with you.
A dozen cowards just scurried out of here. Probably won't stop till Dromund Kaas is light years behind him. You understand the basics, right? 3 bounties, hardest targets on Dromund Kaas. Gotta get all 3 to qualify for the final melee.
What exactly is this melee I keep hearing about?
Ooh, it's a big old scrap. Everybody who gets all 3 of their bounties goes into the rage pit. One comes out. Now let's see who your first target is. Whoa, this can't be right. You got enemies among the Mandalorians or something?
Just Taro Blood, the Mandalorian who killed Brayden. What'd he do?
I'm getting used to having the cards stacked against me.
I wouldn't wish this bounty on anybody. Gotta play the hand you're dealt, though. The target's a Republic noble named Valtaka. He got captured during an Imperial raid, brought back here, and sold into slavery by mistake.
Why was selling him into slavery a mistake?
He should have been ransomed, but Altaka wasn't properly identified when he got captured. Altaka's slave group was building a big old statue in the jungle. The slaves rebelled and took over the site. Nobody can get in there. We don't even know if he's still alive. If he is, the family will pay big.
Will the family pay big for a corpse?
They'll pay for the body, but not as much as alive. Details are on the hire slip. The slaves got themselves a tent camp near that statue they never finished. If Altaka's still kicking, he's probably somewhere in there. Before you go, meet your new best friend. The S86K full-gauge carbonite armor upgrade. You can't shoot a fella with this while he's springing around. It's too slow to charge up. But once that fella ain't resisting, say, after a good long beating, the S86K will freeze him for transport.
Didn't know they made devices to freeze people.
Carbonite ain't so much freezing as it is... Well, I ain't got a clue, really. Just have fun. You find that Republic noble fella and claim that first bounty, then hurry it on back here as fast as you can. You found that noble? No noble, no new bounty.
So, we've got an upgrade to our gear. Just to make sure we press the right button. Attached to the same arm where our flamethrower is mounted, we now have a carbonite freezing ray. We don't want to get them mixed up, that's for sure. Ooh, hello. Law object on Mandalorians. An interspecies warrior culture stretching back thousands of years. The Mandalorians live for one purpose: to challenge the greatest opponents in combat and claim victory for both honor and glory. The best are proud fighters, driven by a noble code, while the worst are bloodthirsty killers, always looking for the next battle. While many act as independent mercenaries, the Mandalorians are divided into clans, each answering to their own leader. From time to time in history, a single leader of all clans appears and is known as Mandalore. Each new leader of the Mandalorians takes the name and the mask of Mandalore and determines whether the clans will scatter or unite against a great foe. initiates can be born into Mandalorian society or inducted from outside. Either way, new Mandalorians face harsh trials as they prove themselves worthy and learn the secrets of Mandalorian weapons and armor. The Mandalorians have been loosely allied with the Sith Empire since the Empire's return to the galaxy and played an instrumental role in the sacking of Coruscant. Although not Imperial subjects, the Mandalorians have an enclave here in the Citadel. Their relationship with the Empire is sometimes strained, but the Alliance offers one undeniable advantage: ample opportunity to face the galaxy's greatest warriors, the Jedi. And so we are heading out to an unfinished statue out in the jungle. Of course, we heard about this statue from the Codex entry about the rebelling slaves and this Lord Ket.
Destination? Enjoy your stay.
Now, I don't believe there's any quest givers here in Kaas City on the way to the unfinished Colossus. But before we reach the slave camps, I believe a Sith Lord would like our attention. Since we're going to be traveling through the jungle once again, we'll actually use our speeder. We've been using the rocket boost system once in a while. Allows us to get from place to place a little bit more faster than running everywhere. But we also have various mounts, various speeders we can use. This one, of course, is the TF4 Rampage. It looks a little bit beaten up, but then again, so does our armor. A fellow power tech here, dealing with the rebelling slaves. The slave camps here. The Imperials are keeping them penned in at the moment.
Exactly as reported. A Degree 6 revolt, population equivalent to the Duros uprising on Zilior. Subjects occupy a moderate radius of jungle. Good. Good. What have we here? A hunter? I have need of you. I am Lord Drow. When the Empire encounters resistance on its conquered worlds, they call me. I'm here to end the slave uprising on Dromund Kaas.
I wasn't aware there was a slave revolt going on.
Very soon there won't be. You can assist me in ending it. The situation is this. A Sith Lord was constructing a colossal statue of himself in the jungle. His slaves revolted and armed themselves. The Colossus remains unfinished, and well-armed slaves now control the jungle. An embarrassment for the Empire, but an opportunity for me.
What can these renegade slaves possibly provide you?
Test subjects, of course. A means of perfecting my techniques. I'm testing a toxic weapon, a poison called Quell. Its victims experience a prolonged state of agonizing pain before finally dying. The victims' allies are so horrified by Quell's effects, they lose their wills to resist. At least that's what I intend to prove.
That's not good to hear.
That's one of the things I love best about it. I need someone to introduce a controlled amount of Quell into the slaves' water supply, so that I can determine the proper dosage. The work is dangerous, there will be armed slaves everywhere, but your success will be well rewarded. What do you say?
A job is a job. Just tell me what to do.
A true professional. I respect that. My assistant, Sergeant Slarin, will recommend the correct dosage of Quell and give you a supply. See him at the research tent.
Very well. Poisoning rebelling slaves.
If I know Lord Drow's tastes, which unfortunately I do, he sent you for the Quell toxin.
I'm helping him put down the slave revolt.
Do you truly understand what he's asked you to do? What if I told you this experiment is pointless? That past studies have shown increased suffering has no impact on the speed of surrender? This has nothing to do with accelerating the end of a rebellion. Lord Drow simply takes perverse thrill in gratuitous suffering.
I'm sure Lord Drow wouldn't appreciate these comments.
Don't get me wrong, Lord Drow is very good at what he does, but he lets his personal bents impede our efficiency. I want this assignment over with. The faster this rebellion ends, the faster I'll be reassigned to more important work. Serving Lord Drow's bloodlust has stunted my career. If not for his inefficiency, I'd be a captain by now.
What does this have to do with the job at hand?
Everything, if you're willing to help me. Lord Drow's dosage of Quell toxin will have slaves writhing in agony for pointless weeks, during which this area will remain volatile. I've prepared a dose that will kill the slaves efficiently, which is better for the Empire and for me. Will you deliver my dosage instead?
I don't care either way. I do like efficiency, however.
Let's end this revolt efficiently and kill off these renegades.
Wonderful. It's the right thing for everyone. Well, almost everyone. I'll give you a maximum dose of Quell toxin. Inject it into the slave camp's water filtration systems and see Lord Drow afterward.
Not as if we have to bring in a bounty. We're going to be killing the slaves either way. So we need to contaminate 4 water filters and destroy their reserve water tanks.
I'm not scared of you.
And we do have a bonus to deal with 20 of these slaves. The rebel slave workers are intimately familiar with the site's water filtration system. They have the capability to filter out the Quell poison and repair the reserve water tanks. Take the direct approach with these rebels and put them down for good. Someone has already done a very good job at clearing the water tanks. Okay, that's 2 water filters contaminated.
Trouble on the way.
Final water filter here. We need to find 2 more water tanks. There's one, and here is another. And before we continue on our journey over to the unfinished statue, let us go report our tentative success to Lord Drowell.
I don't understand why it didn't work. I was meticulous with my measurements. Those slaves must be more fragile than I thought. The Quellu put in their water supply is killing them outright.
Those slaves didn't look all that healthy to me.
Fair point. Perhaps this revolt was on its last legs before I arrived. All my research is now useless. Oh well. You did as I asked, and your payment was not contingent on the results. Here, take your credits and go. I have a great deal of thinking to do.
So we've got to choose one of 4 relics there. I mean, what we could do is switch out one of these. In fact, we'll switch out the weaker of the 2. And... oh, I should have actually chose one that would actually give us a boost to our mastery. Oh well, no matter. Any good trophies? Not really. Okay, let us continue on our way to the unfinished Colossus. That's it right there.
Please use all products only as intended. Be well.
So, map. Across the bridge, we do have this slave camp. And we are looking for a trail that will lead us to this Republic noble. But we also have a quest giver who will give us access to a new heroic mission, and this Imperial Ensign.
Look at them out there, they're like animals. Hundreds of slaves with no one to command them and without a thought in their minds as to what to do with their freedom. Like I said, the slaves are animals. But we've noticed strange behavior in the pack, and my superiors want to know more. Some of the slaves are killing each other. We don't know if they're mad or hungry, desperate, or if there's a faction of slaves who've turned on the rest.
You've been observing them. Give me your best guess.
I don't really know. Who can fathom the mind of a slave? We know that the killings are ritualistic. The murderous slaves come in the night, stab their foes, and paint themselves in blood. If you could investigate, catch them in the act and take them down, maybe you could find a clue to their motives.
Never thought I'd take a bounty on a killer slave.
I never thought I'd see slaves run free on Dromund Kaas. But that's why we need this information, so we can crush them quickly and completely. Look for any slave who's turned on his peers. With luck, he'll lead us to answers.
So, a section of the slaves have turned on one another, murdering them in the night and painting themselves in blood.
Ah, a bounty hunter. Perfect. Seeing as how you're already killing slaves and causing a fuss, how'd you like to make a pile of credits?
Let's get down to it.
So Darth Vowron is on the Dark Council, and his apprentice Lord Ket wants to advance, so he starts building a giant statue to his master. But Lord Ket doesn't want his master to know, so he brings in slaves from off-world. Slaves rebel, and we get this mess.
The slave rebellion I'm familiar with, though I didn't know the specifics.
Here's where it gets complicated. Lord Ket wants to save face, but secretly. He calls in me and my mercs. By the time we get here, the slaves have captured some giant industrial drills and they're getting ready to bring down the whole giant statue. Our best team goes in with explosives to blow up the drills. Slaves kill every last one. Got a pile of credits for anyone who grabs those explosives, hooks them to a giant drill, then fights off slaves until the explosives detonate.
Sounds straightforward enough. Find the remains of Fal Kola's mercenary team, collect the explosives, strap them to one of the industrial drills down in the jungle valley below. And we have another entry here in the Codex about the unfinished Colossus. It's pretty much what we already know. Lord Ket wanting to gain more prestige with his master Darth Vowron commissioned the construction of a giant Colossus, a statue of his master. Of course, if we were playing as a Sith warrior, I think we learned that the rebel slaves are actually being supported in secret by one of Darth Vowron's opponents, seeking to gain more political influence. Your own master, Darth Barris.
Thought I'd be a pushover, huh?
We do have a bonus mission to deal with some of these rebelling slaves. We'll leave most of them alone for the moment while we get down to the valley here. This used to be a much more difficult heroic, as the journey to get the explosives, the enemies you face were of a higher difficulty. I think most were elite enemies, rather than simply being strong enemies. The bonus mission complete already. Let's claim the explosives. Thank you very much. Now let's find a giant drill and plant these explosives.
This is a bad time. We'll talk when it's safer.
Okay. Let's plant the explosives right here.
Show. That drill just lit up the night. Here's the credits, as promised.
And that's Fault Collar, of course, thanking us for a job well done. And we're starting to get the aftermarket armor set. And we gain level 23. We'll get to the top of this elevator, then we'll have a look at the ability tree and see what else has happened. Looks like we've gained one new ability, this Neural Dart, which is an ability to taunt enemies, forcing them to attack us. But we have unlocked a new passive known as Blood Tracker. Increases the damage you deal to bleeding targets by 3%, and further increases all energy and kinetic damage by 2%. That's not very good. And now we get to choose one of 3 upgrades. When the bleed effect from retractable blade is refreshed, you deal additional damage to 4 targets within 5 meters. Okay. Interesting. That's pretty good for AoE. When the bleed effect from retractable blade is refreshed, the target takes 80 bonus kinetic damage. And when retractable blade ticks, you gain a stack of easy prey. Each stack will increase the damage done by your next initial hit with retractable blade by 25%. Interesting. So we can build this up and then strike them again with retractable blade for increased damage. I might take the ability to hit them, like hit enemies around us. Yeah, it allows us to... It doesn't spread the bleed, but it does do additional damage to enemies in an AoE. which isn't bad. So this was one of the slaves that was acting differently. It was actually holding on to a data pad. It contains the following unencrypted message. When the killing is complete, return to the base of the Colossus and signal us with the device. We will be waiting. So it is level 27 for the next jump on our ability tree. So we are also looking for clues as to where this Republic noble is located. Inside this tent here, we locate a data pad.
My dear Altaka, when I got your message, I could scarcely believe it. We have found each other after all these years.
Oh, looks like a love letter. From an Imperial noble, no less. Juicy.
Pay attention. This may help us.
Righto.
It must have been the Force that brought you here to Dromund Kaas, dear Altaka. As for your predicament, fear not. I have friends in high places, and for the right price, they have agreed to help me. When the slaves attempt their pitiful revolution, a man will come to you dressed in rags. He will bring you to me. I shall say you are my missing brother. We will be Lord and Lady Dakar. I'm afraid I cannot get you off-world and back to your beloved family, but I promise to make your every moment here a joy. Our lifestyle will be the envy of all, and we'll attend parties at the Nexus Room every night. Be ready to join me, my love.
Wait, so the lady is his lover, but now he's posing as her brother? That's disgusting. Sounds like the Nexus Room is where we'll find these weirdos.
This whole planet is weird.
I am with you there. Let's go meet this Lord and Lady Daka. Lead on, boss.
Onwards and back to the Nexus Room cantina, it seems. Before we travel over there, we still have to look into this group of slave cultists. This must be the signal fire they mentioned in the data pad.
You are not the initiate, but you're strong to have killed so many. You honor us. Welcome to our prison.
What is this? Are you the one behind the killings?
I am Traga Unvor, leader of the Unchained. I am master of my hatred. When the other slaves broke free, I laughed. Like you, I knew their escape was a delusion, for only Sith possess true freedom.
Freedom's what you make of it.
I know the Sith code. Freedom comes through power, through victory. I saw a chance to prove myself. I culled weak from strong. I began to kill and to teach. I showed slaves freedom through bloodshed. Now my followers and I are the masters here. And soon, we will become Sith ourselves.
You're a few bolts short of a droid.
Look how these pathetic free men tremble at the sight of me. Now, glorious lord, you can spread word of us to the Empire. Give us your blessing, and we shall serve. Carry our message of allegiance to your masters, and we will become the new face of the Empire. We will be champions of the dark side.
You're nothing but a murderer. What you're doing is disgusting.
How can you say this? All we've done, the blood we've spilled, has been to earn the respect of the Empire. You serve the Empire and the Sith. You murder the rebel slaves with ease. Tell us, how else may we achieve true strength?
It's too late for that. Crawl into a hole somewhere and give up.
But we believed. I believed. I will spread your message to the others. We will do as you say.
Oh, we broke your will so easily. You lack conviction, sir. Well, let's go see this Imperial Ensign. Give him the news of what we discovered, and then we're heading back over to Kaas City.
It's good to see you back. I knew those slaves couldn't hold their own against you. I take it you managed to track down one of the murderers. What's their story? Can we use them?
They were crazy. They thought they were Sith.
What? The arrogance! We'll make sure their delusional heresies don't spread. I talked to my superiors while you were gone, and they agreed to compensate you for your work. So, here. More credits than I make in a week. I'd ask you to stick around in case the slaves cause more trouble, but I suppose you have other responsibilities.
People to hunt, bounties to collect.
Yes. Yes, of course. It's been an honor working with you. I hope we meet again.
And a job well done, and a rank increase with Mako. Very good. So, back and over to the Nexus Room Cantina.
There, sir. Just as I said.
That looks like her, all right. Bounty Hunter. I am Sergeant Warlax of the Imperial Navy. You are commanded to hand over all your weapons and gear immediately.
Am I under arrest, Sergeant?
Just stay calm and hand over your weapons. Remember, you're an outsider here. I can shoot you just as easily as bring you in.
Sergeant, Taro Blood here. Have you completed my little errand yet?
Blood, you steaming pile of filth!
Blast it! I told you not to call on this channel!
Since when does the Imperial Navy take its orders from Mandalorians?
Oh, this is ridiculously tiresome. She's still alive? What is wrong with you, Sergeant?
Sir? Who's that guy? Blood, I'll talk to you later. Ignore the chatter, men. Let's take this hunter in.
I don't know what's going on here, Sarge, but I know it stinks. Yeah. Either you cut us in on this deal, or we walk.
You really don't want to mess with me.
I'll give you a cut, you miserable, greedy thugs! Now attack!
Interesting. Tarot Blood still is manipulating things in the background. Seems that he assigned us to look for this Republic noble, but not only that, he's somehow got connections to the Imperial Navy. That could complicate matters. We kinda stand out here.
Yes, may I help you with something?
Darling, please don't speak to that filthy vagabond. It's clearly not supposed to be here, and we shouldn't let ourselves look like we approve. Come, let us get a drink.
I know who you really are, Lord Daka.
Then you know I am to be, feared, and that you should not keep talking to me.
Stow it, darling. Just feel the smug knowledge radiate from her. We knew this might happen eventually.
Yeah, only so long you can keep dating your brother before something goes wrong.
So you know our little secret. What does an insignificant creature like you want? What would make you dare threaten a noble?
I was promised a pile of credits to take him back to the Republic.
You mean back to my family, don't you? But I thought, You told me I was trapped here, that I would have to forget my family, that this charade was the only way.
Inside voice, darling. I may have exaggerated a bit, but hasn't it been nice here? The parties, the late nights, the intrigues and such?
You witch! Keeping me here as your plaything when I could have been home with my sisters and dear mother.
Ah, you can be such a whiny pain. It's a wonder your nobility. Let us make a new deal, bounty hunter.
No deals. You give me Altaka now.
Oh, stop testing my patience. The only reason you aren't dead is because I'd rather not cause a scene.
Should have thought of that before you became a Republic noble lover.
Ouch. I'm getting very close to wanting you dead. My darling, my lovely Altaka. Wouldn't you rather stay here with me than run home to your pathetic Republic family?
What? Of course not. You treat me like a pet, and this planet is disgusting. In fact, I'd rather...
Yes, you've made your tiresome viewpoint clear. Then here is what I propose. I assume Altaka's family will pay less for just his body. Kill him, show me the slip, and I'll compensate you the difference.
What? You wanted to kill me?
I don't kill people, unless I have to.
You've made a very big mistake here today. Now take this thing and leave. Your kind does not belong here.
I'm too good for this place.
Just leave.
Oh, and we caused a panic. And back over. Oh yeah, I saw a quest mark on the mini-map there. I forgot. Oh yeah, that's Mako, who still wishes to have a word with us.
Ready for departure.
Let's go see this Krista Markon, who I suppose is acting as our handler currently.
Hey there, Hunter. Competition out there's something crazy. Couple of hunters died in the jungles. Big Trandoshan got arrested by the Imperials, and you found yourself an unfindable Republic noble. His family was plenty generous with their live bounty.
If this is a competition, why are there still credits on these jobs?
Well, first of all, gear and ammo ain't cheap. Second, the Great Hunt is mostly secret, so the more it looks business as usual, the better. Your second bounty's a bit of a mystery. Apparently, whoever's stacking the deck against you gonna keep right on stacking.
Hardly surprising.
What I got here is a classified red flag request from Imperial Command. No details, just flashy warnings and a contact. Admiral Frabal, Imperial Navy.
I don't see what the big deal is.
You haven't dealt much with Imperials, have you? They make Hutts look downright honest. Here's the slip. Frabal's in the city, not all that far a stroll. Go get him.
An Imperial Admiral would like to have a word.
If you ain't cleaned up Frabal's mess, I can't give you nothing new.
Very well. I suppose this is a good place and a good time to take a break once again. When we come back, we'll go see this Imperial Admiral Frabal and see how it's related to the second bounty to gain admittance into the Great Hunt. Thank you all for joining me once again with even more Star Wars: The Old Republic. As always, feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, no, take care. Bye bye now.